Welcome to Adult Play Therapy. I'm your host, the original John 20.
It's Jerry P.
And we are back with our original trio, so we have to let her introduce herself because she will be with us for the next few episodes. I'm going to try to stretch it out as long as I can, guys. I know everyone's excited to see her back. So we are back with the original trio and...
Candi, your girl, Candi K Lynn.
All right, yeah. I'm telling you, I'm very happy that the original trio is actually back together. So this is a tremendous, this is an exciting time for me. So, I'm happy to see my cousin, you know what I'm saying, the young lady who sports talk. Remember all that? You know, back in the day? I'm like, hey, we had a great time. So hopefully we'll be able to get more of this for you guys. But today is the Father's Day episode, and today with us also is her father, my uncle, Clifford Shaw. I want you to introduce more of your father if you want to before we get into it.
This is, former Honorable Councilman Clifford Shaw of Cedar Hill, Texas, and it's my dad.
Right. So
listen, we're not going to list the accomplishments, we'll get conversation.
It's been a long
You
time.
listen to me and him, and then you'll see, if y'all think I'm a little aggressive, where I get it from.
Right. Yeah, okay.
It's my dad.
Okay.
Right on. All right, guys. So, hey, we are here in the wonderful Hooters, Cedar Hill, Texas. Our sponsors, we love Hooters because Hooters take care of us. And as Jerry and I say, y'all come join us on Thursday night, 7 o'clock here in Hooters because the girls are looking good, the wings are hot, and the drinks are wet.
Yes, sir.
You know
Yes, sir. Every Thursday
I don't know
night.
if I like that conversation.
Hot wings and cold drinks, man. That's what we're here
That's
for,
all
man.
that matters, man.
Every Thursday night, come kick it with us, man. Cedar Hill, Texas, Hooters. Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a little... I've been running. Tomorrow's my birthday, so I'm excited about that too.
Happy early birthday.
I know. How old are you going to be, 50?
I'll be 50 when we have a big party, so I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there. 46, guys, so hey, I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
So at this time, we're kicking off our Father's Day episode, okay? And in doing so, the first topic is going to be the struggles of a father.
Yeah.
The struggles of a father. Now, we did a wonderful Mother's Day episode. You guys will soon see it. I do apologize, but check it out. It's really good. But struggles of a father. Myself being a father, Jerry's being a father. But what we want to do is we want to reach back and get some of the original fathers, the one that brought us up. So Candi was able to bring her father in. My father, unfortunately, is passed, but Mr. Clifford here and my father were good friends, so they held a relationship, and Jerry's father wasn't able to make it.
He's alive. He's kicking, man. He's moving and shaking, though. So he'll drop in for an episode one day.
Right on. Okay, so hey, let's get it started. Struggles of a father.
Yeah.
Now I will kick it off, and I will open it up by saying this. The struggles that I work with right now when it comes to being a father is the simple fact of the matter that I feel like we don't get the recognition nor do we get the respect as mothers. Now, the most important part about being a father is the protective, the financial roles, or making sure the lights are on and things are taken care of. And I know mothers spend more time supporting the kids, loving the kids, being there for the kids. But the thing is, there wouldn't be a place for you and the kids to be if it wasn't for us always being out, sacrificing our time, stressing ourselves out, making sure that the bills are the way they need to be so that you guys can be there doing the things you do.
This is very true, man. I just feel like you're not a true father until you understand the concept of you're the most important person in the house.
Oh, yeah.
But you're the least important person in the house.
Hey, and least respected person in the house.
Because at the end of the day, mama got to get taken care of, baby's got to get taken care of, you come last. But when it comes to providing, like you said, everything's on your shoulders pretty much, you know what I'm saying? And then, ideally, you want to be able to, you want a partner that can take the weight off of your shoulders and, ease the load sometimes, but when it comes down to it, it's on daddy. You're the foundation, you're where everything begins and ends, but the structure comes before you, in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so now...
So it's a struggle.
Yeah, it's a struggle. But now because we have someone that has done it already, let's get that point of view.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that topic, the struggles of a father? What would you input in that? I'm gonna call Uncle Shaw. Sorry, y'all. That's how I know him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always call him that. So Uncle Shaw, what do you have to say about that?
Well, thanks for the question, Jonathan.
Yes, sir.
I look at that a little differently. I'm now 67 years old, and I came from a totally different perspective because I had a dad that showed what manhood was all about. And yeah, it was about taking care of your family. You know, my mom never learned how to drive in her entire life, and she never missed an appointment. And that was because my dad always, before he died, he made sure she got there, and after that, other people made how she got there. So when I came along, I never really looked at it as a struggle. I looked up on it as a responsibility to take care of my home, be there for my kids, in every facet of it. You know, I'm divorced, but that never really kept me from being there for my kids every day for the games and those kind of things. So I don't really look at it as a struggle as a man, because I saw what fatherhood and what manhood was supposed to be.
Nice. Hey, you know, we like to keep that devil's advocate. We like to keep the open forum because there's a lot of guys out here that see it as a struggle. So here's the testimony right here. Well, I'm saying that the foundation is what you're saying. Your foundation is what prepared you for that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But
and for all those that got a divorce and all that kind of stuff and mad at the kids had nothing to do with that.
Right.
It's still your responsibility to take care of those kids. And for all these generations of I'm mad at their mom and I'm not gonna do this, that's, to me, I don't understand none of that. So you're still supposed to take care of your responsibility, you know, pay the bills, you know, whatever they need, take them to doctor appointments, you know, I change diapers and the whole bit. So I really don't look at it as a struggle of a father.
Nice.
And just to like, what I've learned as an adult is my dad is comical. My brother is here and he'll tell you, but I don't feel like we didn't show him that same level of respect. Like, even for the holidays, like I have a coworker that's my dad's age. She's like, Father's Day I get socks. Like, I don't recall buying him socks. Like, now he'll give us a hard time because he'll tell us he doesn't want anything, and then he like counted one year how much we bought him.
That's most bad.
He's like, I think I got $3 a piece from him. Like, but it was like in funniness because he was like he didn't want anything, but we take him to dinner. We ask, and we, you know, knows that he likes PV stuff and Starbucks, or when, you know, he's working Destination XL. So I think that it was kind of instilled in us that just like Mother's Day comes up, like we're gonna try to do something always for him for Father's Day because it's the same important. And like you said, growing up, my dad took us to the doctor. Like most of our doctor's appointments, he scheduled them, he took us. For that reason, we understood that there was a copay, and me and him have done a lot of emergency room trips. So I think it's also like the perspective of how we treat those people as a whole, as for our parents, period. Like, understanding, like, there are sacrifices that are being made, and then it's just like both parties, whether together or not, have to understand people are sacrificing. Like, you know, now that I work, I'm like, he used to drop me off at like 6 o'clock in the morning. He worked in Richardson before the high five.
Drive all the way out.
I'm like, he was tired. You know, me and my sister have talked about that now. Like, at the end of the day, when you come home at 4 o'clock and kids still got to go here, here, and here, somebody has to do it. So I think these conversations are powerful in the sense of getting women to understand that you have to teach your kids the value of dad in the house if dad is not feeling valued. And for the holidays, dad should be bigger than a $25 pair of socks that he's never going to wear. Like, what people care about should also matter because they are providing. Parents are really, really sacrificing. And that's what I've learned as an adult. Like, there were some real sacrifices that were being made. Because I be sleeping when I get off. I be ready to go.
You know something? I like the fact that you said that, and that's the reason why we wanted to do this segment, because we want to honor fathers. You know what I'm saying? Those guys that are fathers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we do have a lot of respect for Uncle, and we do honor him, as well as, you know, those of you that are watching that are saying, you know, I can relate to what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? But for you guys that didn't have the foundation, but had the goal, you know what I'm saying? The fortitude, you know, the push and drive to say, regardless of what situation I'm in, I'm going to be a good father.
Yeah.
You know, I guess I'm gonna say this, you know, because on Father's Day, my father and I, we didn't have the best relationship, but when my father did come home, we did build a relationship. So, you know, my father and I, we go play bingo, Father's Day, whatever. That was our thing. Like, well, I wanted to make sure, hey, you want to go do this, we're gonna go do it. And we had that relationship, you know what I'm saying, all the way through, which I totally appreciate. But the absence there of my father is what drove me to be the father that I am today. So I understood exactly what Uncle was saying when it comes to foundation, because even though broken foundations can also shift you in the direction in which you need to be in.
It's still a lesson learned.
Yeah, still a lesson learned. But you got to look at it in a positive light, because there's nothing wrong with being a good father.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with, like you say, drive the office 6 and drive the These are the things that we're supposed to do, because it not only brings a level of respect and dignity, or you're trying to make sure that your kids respect you. You know what I'm saying? Understand that we're doing it for a reason. But at the end of the day.
But, you know, to piggyback on that, Jonathan, I never really felt like it was a sacrifice, because it was something, it was something you had to do.
Yeah.
And I never, you know, most of the guys just my age, in my age group that I hang around with now, we all did the same thing. I mean, you take your kids to school, you did what you had to do. You went to work, you know, with all this different stuff you had to deal with. You didn't try to bring it home. And one of the things that, you know, I was good with my kids, they all played sports. And I got involved with them in that. And that built a bond as to sports is like life. You know, you're going to have some days because it builds character. And I think all 3 of my kids, sports has helped them and build character. So all of them going to get up and go to work. And none of us scared to go to work.
Right. And that's interesting, man. Like, you know, it's a constant that I hear about the foundational things and the generations that preceded you that kind of laid the foundation. But what's interesting with my perspective is like, I never knew any of my grandfathers. So they were gone before I came on the scene or whatever. So I always applaud my dad, regardless of the relationship that, you know, we had our bumps in the road or whatever. You know, I always applaud them because they had us young, like we said in the Mother's Day episode. They had my brother when he was 17, me at 20, my sister at 23. So I'm 35. And I couldn't imagine having 3 kids at 23 and having any brains, you know what I'm saying? So any kind of sanity. So for that, you know what I'm saying, alone, I respect them, and I always respect them and love them for that, because it could, like, 23 years, like in my generation, you 23, you in the streets.
Yeah.
You out in the streets with women, you ain't worried about no kids, you know what I'm saying? Mama got it, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, the struggles for me is like not knowing the generations that preceded my dad, you know what I'm saying? So, and knowing what kind of because even wisdom from, you know, and just getting a blueprint or a template laid or help, you know, it's like, okay, I can get wisdom from this person that have been through it. You know, when you kind of got to put pieces together on your own, that's tough.
Yeah, I agree that it's very, very tough. And let's say I had my dad and I had other men in my community from a small town in East Texas. So I saw what men did. You know, none of them was scared of no hard work. They weren't perfect, but you know, you got out and you did what you needed to do, and all this complaining and all that.
So then what would you have to say to some of these young guys out here that in fatherhood that, you know, like I said, now they're struggling, and they're struggling more so with the relationship aspects with the women that they chose to have these kids with.
Well, that's the number one thing that I tell them all. Be careful who you lay down and have a baby with. Because that can follow you for eternity.
That's what it
I mean, that's, you know, that's the main thing. There's no perfect way to go about choosing, but you need to have some criteria for what you are looking for.
Right.
Just in case it happens.
Just in case it happens.
Yeah.
I was fortunate that I met mine in college. You know, I was majoring in engineering, she was majoring in nursing. I'm like, okay, this will work. You know, I did not that I had anything against anyone that majored in anything else, but I just had examples of my brothers and homeboys that had married women that had different careers, and I saw how they worked. So I had an idea as to what I was looking for. And I was never looking for the wild one that was going to put a hand on the hip and curse you out. Because that's a signal.
They fun.
Yeah.
They fun. They are fun.
Can't take them
But they, you know what I'm saying? They serve their purpose.
Yeah, and the foundation, like, right? So when you're talking about foundation, I think I'm understanding things. I think I was really, really blessed as I get out here, as me and my dad talk about sometimes. When you're in your own little world, you don't always realize what's also going on in the outside world.
Yes.
That I was blessed to have both of my grandfathers. You know, for a time, they were definitely older. My grandfather was definitely an older gentleman. By the time I got here, my grandfather was definitely old. He was an old guy. But so like, think about the fact that he taught me how to tie my tennis shoes, right? Or like, this guy here got us in trouble, got us locked out the house. It was a lesson. I don't know about for you, but then I realized, even though he couldn't see, he realized we were outside of the scope of where we were supposed to be. And you got us locked out the house. He got us locked, but it was like this. It's those things that I look back on as a young woman to understand the foundation that was being poured for me, for what my expectations are from young men, because I always had a community, right? The community of men, as my dad said, from my uncles were always present, right? Whether they were great fathers or not always, they were always good uncles, like my father, my grandfathers. So I saw everybody kind of step in and kind of guide us in some direction. So I think I was fortunate, and I tell people, like, you know, I hear men talk about women with my big mouths. You know, my dad was big on us being independent and tough. He was big on us being tough, and so to kind of shift it, that's my question for him. Like, explain, why was it so important for you, for us to be independent and tough? Because he was big on it.
Because I came from a generation of women. My mother, Miss Ruby, and 4 sisters, they all had their opinion. So I was never raised around weak women. And that's why I always try to teach my daughters to have something on their own and have an opinion. Have an opinion based upon some knowledge. Just don't have an opinion.
Based on feelings.
Yeah, don't put the feelings and emotion into it. Put some facts into it. But the main thing is have your own, so you're not dependent upon a man. You're looking for a man as a life partner, and you hope you get there. But you make sure that you have your own job. You know, make sure they have their own car. I taught them about, you know, changing their oil. I didn't change it, but
Self-sufficient.
when it came down time to having the oil change, I told them $1,500, $3,000 miles, the whole bit. So it's just life lessons on things like that I try to instill in my daughters.
So I got a question for you. In search of a good woman for this generation right here, what are 3 characteristics you think a young man should look for in a woman?
Well, it came back to one. Do she have a job?
Okay.
One thing. What's a credit score like?
I like that one.
That's important.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
And is she a Christian woman?
Okay.
I mean, you flipped over around That's very, very important.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
That's good.
so if you got those kind of things going on in your work life, you can work with it because there's nobody perfect. You aren't perfect. But if they got that's just me, and probably because I'm an engineer and I what's the return on investment?
Yeah, that kind of analytical.
Yeah, I mean, I got this and yours is down here. I ain't know this from both of them being broke.
Yeah, I like that.
And you need a Christian woman to know the difference between Genesis and Revelation. Okay. To know about what's going on in the Bible.
Okay, so go deeper with that.
Well, I mean, that can actually understand biblical stuff.
Okay.
I've been a member of Concord for 40 years. And of course, Concord is Bible teaching, Bible preaching church. And over a period of time, you get out of it, listen to what somebody said, and you learn to read, study, where you don't understand.
Okay, that's good.
That's real good. Well, hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. We want to come back for another 20 minutes.
That's good.
But that's real good. So hey man, that's been the first talk, first segment. Don't play therapy, uncensored. This is still season 1.
Father's Day edition.
This is the Father's Day edition. We want to thank, like I said, Uncle Shaw, for coming on and giving us this perspective. We'll see if I can hold on for 20 more minutes, we got really more to talk about. This is education. You got to understand. Being a father is a great thing. And at this time, we want to thank him for all the hard work he's put into being a father, because you obviously see this is a gentleman here who took pride in being a father. He didn't think it was a chore. He knew it was his responsibility, and he loved what he was doing. So we thank you. This is coming from your boy, the original John 20.
And Jerry P.
And Candi K Lynn. Boy, we're so happy to see her back.
Yeah.
So hey, y'all hold tight. Adult play therapy. Check the credits. Follow, share, like, subscribe. And at the end of the day, when it comes to this Father's Day thing, y'all tell us what y'all think, all right? We'll be back.